with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News Nowcast.
Good Monday morning. I'm Mark Salday. Time for a quick check of some of the stories we are following at Erie News Now to start off this new week. That includes overnight protests in Minnesota on the heels of another deadly encounter between police and the public. This fatal shooting not happening too far from the spot where George Floyd died while in Minnesota police custody last year. And of course, the trial stemming from that case continues on this Monday. This latest incident happened in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. It's a relatively short drive from Minneapolis. That's where police say one of their officers fatally shot a driver Sunday, leading to these clashes between protesters and members of law enforcement. Daunte Wright's death comes in the midst of Derek Chauvin's trial for the killing of George Floyd last year. Now, police say they actually pulled Wright's car over Sunday because he had an outstanding arrest warrant. They say when they tried to make that arrest, he got back in his vehicle, drove away, but apparently an officer had fired at that vehicle, hitting Wright at some point. That vehicle then traveled a few more blocks before stopping after hit another vehicle. Officials there calling for calm. Again, overnight protests in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, in the wake of a deadly police shooting there. The investigation into that shooting continues. Elsewhere, it's a U.S. Army lieutenant now suing two cops in Virginia this morning after this traffic stop from this past December. The encounter, captured on just released body cam video, appears to show officers drawing their guns and threatening this second lieutenant, Karen Nazario. He was also pepper sprayed. Now, since then, one of the officers has been terminated. There is an independent investigation into this incident currently underway. And we are seeing some activity this morning at the site of those Summit Township dormitories being considered as a possible landing spot for hundreds of unaccompanied migrant children currently being held at the southern U.S. border. Erie News Now's cameras captured images of these federal agents making their presence known at those dorms up in Summit Township this morning. These agents refused to answer our questions, though, about exactly what they are up to. But their vehicles indicate they're with the Department of Homeland Security. It's just the latest development in a story that Erie News Now has been closely following since we first broke it last week. The owners of these dormitories off Oliver Road in Summit Township, he says he could serve, the dorms could serve as housing for potentially hundreds of migrant children. That businessman, Glenn Renaud, has stayed relatively quiet about the plan. Would need the okay of the federal government. This Homeland Security presence on Oliver Road could potentially be part of that. And of course, you can count on Erie News Now for continuing coverage on developments in this story throughout the day. Well, America is coming off a new COVID-19 vaccination record-setting weekend. 4.6 million shots given out just on Saturday. The state of Michigan, though, at the same time, is being now called ground zero in the ongoing coronavirus fight. They're battling the biggest surge of new cases in the whole country. Michigan's Governor Gretchen Whitmer, though, still not going to issue any new mandates to try and rein in these numbers. Michigan surpassed 100,000 active COVID-19 cases in the past week, the highest number there since mid-November. The CDC says Michigan's infections rate is the highest in the whole country, close to 500 positive test results per 100,000 people. Health officials say the increase could be connected to the spread of that UK variant. It is being blamed for 70% of those new cases in Michigan. Hospitals there also reporting a 30% jump in the number of COVID-related admissions over the past week. Meantime, Pennsylvania officially moving on to the next phase of the vaccine rollout this morning. And just 1 week left before all adults are eligible for that shot. Phase 1C starts this morning. It opens up that eligibility to essential workers from a long list of employment sectors: transportation, housing, communication, finance, and government workers at the federal, state, and local levels. Pennsylvania has been vaccinating folks in that Phase 1B for a full week now. Police officers, grocery store workers were among the many groups included on that list. LECOM, meantime, they're set to hold another vaccine clinic down at the Bayfront Convention Center today. That is already underway, and as of this morning, they still had open appointments. So yeah, if you're looking to get that shot, that Bayfront Convention Center could be an option. Several clinics down in the Pittsburgh and Philadelphia areas, they are taking walk-in patients for that vaccination. The supply of shots starting to outweigh demand in a number of locations. All adults here in Pennsylvania and the rest of America officially eligible for that shot starting next Monday, April 19th. And this Monday is a special one for us here at Erie News Now as we remember our longtime colleague and friend, sports director Gary Drapcha, who passed away just about 1 year ago. And today we're honoring his memory by renaming a street that runs right past where his death ended that 36-year career way too soon. Erie News Now's Molly Samora reports.
Here we go. On April 15th of last year, the community lost a longtime sportscaster and friend, Gary Drapcha. He was a staple in the Erie area for 36 years. When Gary wasn't covering sporting events, he was always asking how your day was and giving the greatest advice to young reporters like me. Gary was the light in the newsroom, and Erie News Now will always remember him as our friend, person of faith, and our eye into the sports world. I asked our general manager, Pam Forsythe, what she misses most about having him around in the newsroom.
Great stories. You know, he loved his family, loved to talk about his girls. Again, loved his job, so you mentioned sports, and he was all in, you know, no matter what. But through his lifetime, he was honored by many organizations in Erie, and it was good to hear all of those stories. So really, you know, the Gary stories are what I miss, and I miss his big smile.
There's always some more reporting there. We miss his smile, we miss his reporting, and we just miss his personality. But yeah, we'll be honoring Gary in actually just a few minutes outside of our studio.
Yeah, it'll be a nice bittersweet moment. Of course, we couldn't do anything last year because of COVID, but things are, you know, loosening up a little bit more. So it's going to be a great celebration, even with the clouds out there. We have a couple of showers around the area. 53 degrees right now with our Sarah's cam, and if you're heading to Sarah's later this morning into the afternoon, may have to dodge a few of those rain showers, but hey, we can certainly use some of that rain. Still those fairly thick clouds out there, an ominous looking day from our Oliver's rooftop cam. Lower 50s in the Meadville, Cambridge Springs, 50 in Bradford and Kane. Temperatures really aren't moving a whole lot for today. You notice a little extra blossom of those showers into parts of Crawford County, a few over there towards Wattsburg, Union City as well. The clouds staying relatively thick overall, but we will get some drier air. You can kind of see it wrapping around over part of the lake, but still, we've got a few showers in there as well. So looking ahead through the afternoon, we'll keep those showers going through the early afternoon. Later in the day, mainly towards the mountains, a little bit more sunshine for the lakeshore, but those temperatures staying on the cool side. And you can see that future cast. We'll keep some of those showers around through 3, 4 o'clock. They start to scoot farther to the east. A pocket of moderate rain, certainly a possibility. It's not going to be overly heavy, but something that will disrupt any of those outdoor plans. Of course, the grass a little wet from this morning and could stay that way into the afternoon, but we will see skies try to clear out a bit more as we head into the evening and overnight hours. Then on a Tuesday, an isolated shower into the higher elevations over there towards Jamestown, Warren, as well as Tidiute. Most of the area will be fairly dry. Also, almost forgot to mention, fog going to be a bit of a concern as we start off the day on a Tuesday. Here's your zone county by county forecast for today. Temperatures into the middle of 50s. That's really all we get for today, but still our normal for this time of year. If we average everything out, it's 55. So we're sitting right around that in the Meadville, Conneaut Lake, as well as New Richmond, and back into the mountains. We'll have some of those showers. They'll linger around maybe a little bit longer, but definitely looks like springtime out there for today. We'll talk more about that sunshine and if temperatures get back into the 60s and 70s. That's coming up in just a moment.
First, though, a bit of history made Sunday at the Masters Golf Tournament down in Augusta, Georgia. Came from Japanese golfer Hideki Matsuyama. Yeah, not only the first Japanese man to win at Augusta, he's the first Japanese golfer to win any of the 4 major golf championships. Hideki Matsuyama finishing at 10 under par. It was a one-shot victory. He had a 6-shot lead, not too into that Sunday's round, but yeah, did win it by 1 stroke, instantly winning celebrity status in his home country. Hideki Matsuyama, basically a hero to the people of Japan this Monday morning. Major League Baseball's new season's in full swing. One company's now offering to pay somebody to find out which baseball stadium's hot dogs hit a home run, so to speak. It's a casino review site, Bonus Finder. They say they need somebody to be their quote-unquote MLB professional food tester. And yeah, I think you're already ready to apply. A lot of us may be. The chosen individual gets $500 to eat hot dogs and watch baseball games at Major League stadiums. You do have to love that stadium atmosphere, obviously, and you need to be able to critique the quality, the complexity of an individual hot dog. You really need to break that wiener down, baby. If you think you can handle all that, you can apply for the job on the Bonus Finder website. They say they'll be taking applications right through May 2nd. I like them grilled, boiled, maybe not my number one choice, but bring on the Smith's hot dogs.
I was about
We'll
to say,
critique them for you.
yeah, we don't really have to rank the hot dogs. We know who's number one, UPMC Park.
There
And
you go.
I almost forgot about this. Remember the cotton candy dog?
I did.
They had
Yeah.
like 2
oh
years
yeah.
ago? Yeah.
Yeah, the rocket dog. I can't wait to get back to one of those perhaps this summer.
Right,
Really
yeah.
looking forward to
I've never dived into one of them. And of course, we don't have Buck Nights, but we still have the great hot dogs
Good point,
at the
yeah.
ballpark. And maybe,
May 11th.
Maybe the cotton candy dog. We'll see. All right. As we continue over the next few days, temperatures in the 50s, middle and upper 50s on a Tuesday. Fewer clouds, a little shower around for your Wednesday. Temperatures back down, some spots only in the upper 40s by Thursday. It's going to feel pretty chilly after what we dealt with last few days. And then as we get into the weekend, right now about 58, maybe up to around 60 degrees. Could have a shower later in the weekend. Right now, we'll keep those rain chances low, but of course you can always stay up to date on your First Warning Weather Outlook. We're online and also future editions of Erie News Now.
And thanks to everybody for jumping on Facebook Live, checking out this edition of the NOWCAST. We've got a full half hour's worth of news coming your way at noon on WSEE. And of course, our evening newscasts start at 5 o'clock. And we'll be back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. for Erie News Now Sunrise.